Hey guys, so today I was fortunate enough to get a bunch of fruits, exotic, some you may recognize, and some not so much. So we're going to start off with the dragon fruit, relatively known. You may be able to find it in your local market. They come in various colors, and today we have the white variety. Now, typically they come in three varieties: red with red, red with white, and then yellow with white. Now, dragon fruit is native to Central America. Peels very easily once you cut it in half, and it's really delicious, but not too high in sugar either. Very sweet, very flavorful, and please don't mind the planes. This is Miami, and there's a lot of flights inbound and outbound. Now, dragon fruit is a cactus type of fruit, and even though people try to grow it and they treat it as cactus, it is actually better treated as a fruit tree as opposed to a cactus tree, which means it needs a lot of water and a lot of fertilization for optimal growth. The thing about the dragon fruit is it only pollinates in the morning, in the really twilight hours of the morning. So typically it is pollinated by moths and busy little bees. So if you haven't had dragon fruit, I strongly advise at least trying it if you ever see it. Alright, so for the second fruit, once again, dragon fruit. This is the yellow variety. Typically, it is white on the inside. Now, recently, people have been hybriding dragon fruit, so you don't know until you open it. Now, even though there are many seeds, you don't really taste the seeds per se, but when you do chew on them, they do have like a little sugar burst. It tastes really, really good. Wow. So, the yellow version actually is a bit more sweeter, and it has a little bit more stronger dragon fruit flavor. Now, due to popularity, people actually do prefer the red variety with the red flesh. But the yellow variety with the white flesh is where the flavor's at. Oh, word of caution though, if you do get the red variety, it does stain, like it stains your clothes and it's very difficult to get out. So when you do eat the red dragon variety, be mindful of the fruit and all the things. Mm. Alright, so moving on to our second fruit, which most people do not know or have never even heard of it, seen of it, or the idea of it. Now this is called a noni, and a noni is a subtropical fruit, usually in Asia. It's also known as the puke fruit and the cheese fruit. That being said, the noni is an acquired taste equal to that of cheese. Not everyone loves cheese, but there are other types of cheese that smell and have a putrid taste. And just like those, the noni also has similar. Now the inside looks like a kiwi, and it smells like foot cheese. Hence the name puke fruit. Now, traditionally, noni is not grown for actual raw eating, but people do eat it. Once again, an acquired taste. But what you do with a noni is you take a whole noni, wait for it to get really soft, and you put it in a jar. You put it near a windowsill where there's sunlight, of course. You seal the top of the jar with paper towel and a rubber band, and you let it sit there for 2 to 3 days. And as it sits there, fermenting essentially, the liquid that comes out of the noni is used in shakes and other teas, and you get the idea of the concoctions. Now, so I am gonna try. I'll be trying the noni raw. I'm a little hesitant for obvious reasons. Oh, mm, wow. Okay. I think of a dirty gym sock. Now, imagine you put a dirty gym sock in a laundry bag with underwear, used underwear, and then taking that, putting that in the trunk of your car, leaving it there all day, then you take it out, you drench it in water, squeeze the water out, leave that water in the sun, and that is what the noni tastes like. Mmm, yeah, definitely an acquired taste. Definitely has that cheesy, pungent taste. And wow, so yeah, once again, an acquired taste. If you're into fancy cheeses with pungent taste, this is definitely the fruit for you. Now, the flavor does fade away after like 4 minutes, roughly. It's a little more tolerable, but ultimately, really, really cheesy flavor. Alright, so our next fruit is tamarind. Now, a tamarind usually grows in clustered subtropical regions and is native to Central America, I believe. And it is ripe when it's dry. As you can see, it has like a guava paste. If you ever been to the market or a Latin market, have you ever seen guava in a cube or circle? The texture is identical. Pretty good. It reminds me of a fig Newton bar specifically. Same amount of sugar, relatively similar taste. Now, you don't have to eat the seeds. You just eat the flesh around it. It's very good. It's very tasty. Naturally tasty, actually. Definitely something for people who have teeth issues, elderly, little kids. As long as you remind them not to eat the seeds, you can eat the seeds, just chewing on it. Pretty good. So it's tamarind. If you see it, definitely give it a shot. Definitely worth it. All right, moving on to our next fruit. That's passion fruit. Now, many people know, have heard passion fruit. You find it in drinks, you find it in desserts, and this is what the fruit looks like. It's very pretty. It reminds me of a Christmas ornament. Just ooh. So here we have it. Ah, it tastes so good. And normally you couldn't eat it by itself, but there's just not that much fruit in it. So people always add it to shakes, to drinks, to desserts, pies, all kinds of goodies. Passion fruit. Passion fruit is actually a vine, not a tree. And the flowers are beautiful. And the flavor is so sweet and tart. If you see it, definitely buy it. But there's not a lot of actual fruit in it, so definitely consider using. As you can see, there's really not a lot. The fruit itself, it's in your palm, like a baseball. But the flavor is really strong, really sweet, and tart. Very delicious. Wow, it's strong. Now, some people like to do, they add it to other fruit, similar to how you add whipped cream, icing. But of course, this will be more of a vegetarian variety or vegan form of toppings to anything. Alright, so next year we have sapodilla. On the outside, it feels like rough and dry. On the inside, now sapodillas do range in sizes. I got smaller ones. You do not eat seeds, so definitely take out the seeds prior to eating, and then you just go for it. The sapodilla has like a cinnamon brown sugar taste. Pretty good. Now, depending on the variety, there actually are varieties that taste similar to that of an apple pie with cinnamon. But overall, they have a fig-like texture with cinnamon, brown sugar, cinnamon flavor. Really good. And once again, do not eat the seeds. They're not poisonous, they're just hard to digest, but they can give you stomach aches. Alright, so next, we're going to have an avocado. Now, pretty sure everyone knows what an avocado is. Have you heard of guacamole? And it comes from an avocado, if you haven't known. Now, avocado, well, unfortunately, it's not ready. Not really. As you can see, it's green, which it's not what you really want. The green color from guacamole comes from unripened avocados, and what you essentially want from a fresh avocado is to have the inside completely yellow. Now, it is still good, it's still edible, but, and as you can see, it just so easily peels out and has like a buttery texture. Very smooth, and as you can see, just squeezing a little bit, it's already turning into guacamole. The avocado is native to Central America. That's where it's grown, and it's gotten to the point that people want it so badly that people are actually stealing and selling avocados on the black market because it's such high demand everywhere. Because everyone loves avocado. You know, whether it's avocado peeled out and then spread on toast, or it's avocado for dips, avocado for all kinds of food, salad, even salad.